doesn't necessarily feel like the title of a movie as much as it feels like the most honest advice left in the 21st century. Good luck, have fun, don't die. Imagine doing our podcast intro 116 times, and this is 117, and we've failed every time before that. Right now, we've got a pre-apocalypse vibe going on that we're carrying around, and we feel like checking the bank account and your news at the same time, and both are screaming at you. That's what today's movie is kind of doing. And we're talking about good luck, have fun, don't die. It is Parallel Frequencies with Just Blane and Coco. You are the freaks. What's up over there, Coco? How are you?
I'm finally getting my technology situation under control so that I can record again. So I'm doing great. Here I am on camera. We did it.
We had a couple of days off. We deserve those. We do. And
mostly just so that I could learn how to use a MacBook. That was what that was all about, really.
You caught up quick. I gotta say, you caught up quick because I'm gonna tell you, using a Mac and a PC is like two different languages. It really is.
It really is. Yeah, I almost couldn't get over that hump of newness about it, but I'm here and I got it working, so I must be doing okay. Must be figuring it out.
You've got the world at your fingertips to figure out the answers now anyway. So it's like if you don't know what's going on, type it in the old Google there and it'll spit you out an answer. It'll tell you what's going on. It'll tell you how to fix it. Pictures and all. Pictures and all. But we're back for Movie Monday. I saw some sad news come out last week though. You know Storage Wars? Did you see that?
I'm a fan of Storage Wars. Big fan.
Daryl Sheets, the dad on the show. He's passed away. He shot himself is what they're saying. And from what I'm hearing from the facts and stuff out there, it's because of cyberbullying. And I gotta say, that's unacceptable.
Humans,
that makes me so sad to hear. I see the news, it's already sad, okay? I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna go to the headlines. He had a heart attack or something awful. You know, he's 67. And no, I see the news that he shot himself.
Yeah.
And it was literally because people online, maybe not people, maybe it's just one person, I hope.
Or even bots that were programmed to be awful. I mean, who knows in this day and age, right?
This has got me shook. It's got me hurting a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's, we work close with Promise to Live. And that's a suicide prevention organization. We've went through and heard town halls on cyberbullying from Brandy Vega. And it's a real thing. It is serious. There is nothing out there that somebody can say that should make somebody else take their life. That's just flat out, point blank. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. I mean, people are awful and people do things and say things for whatever reason. Maybe they get that little hit of dopamine by being cruel online. There's no consequences because they can do it over computer and they don't have to see the reaction and they don't have to be accountable for what the effect of that is. But I do want to say for anybody listening who engages in digital media and there's going to be messages sent to you that are uncomfortable and unkind. I want you to just pay really close attention to how those comments make you feel. That's the message coming into your body to let you know that if something feels like it's stuck, it poked a sticky button inside you somewhere deep down energetically where you're feeling like you're not lovable or you're not enough. And that those words that came in on digital media felt true to you or felt like it hit something, be aware of that. Don't let that stay there. Don't let that keep hurting you. Say, wow, there's something there that I need to work on because it's awareness, right? Don't let it actually be the receipts to the belief that you are not good enough or not enough.
It really is. And I want to talk about Promise to Live again because they got a big event coming up. The 1 Million Hugs for Hope Gala, May 30th. And that's right here in Utah. Probably it's in Lehigh. So if you're around in Utah, but then again, if you're not, come from wherever. We went to Hollywood for the same organization. This is one of the hugs right here, Promise to Live. And if you want one of these, I've got some of these. I'll send them to you. I'll hit us up. Send it to freaks out there.
I bring my big old bag when I go for walks, and sometimes I'll just leave a coin, a hug. in different random places around where we live so people can find them when they need them.
If anybody out there wants a pocket hug, right here they are. And I will, no cost. This is no charge for these. On the back of it, it even says call or text 988 if you're struggling. When times are tough and you don't know what to do, here is a hug from me to you. We'll give these out.
Yeah.
Because that should not be a thing.
promisetolive.org as well. They have the hugs, they have the promise. You can make a promise to live.
Do it. Takes 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's it. And call 988 though if you need some help. Let's get to Movie Monday because I'm excited about this movie.
Yeah.
It's one that took me by surprise. And you see the title of it and it doesn't necessarily feel like the title of a movie as much as it feels like the most honest advice left in the 21st century. Good luck, have fun, don't die. It's that simple, right? That's what life is.
Yeah, I wish it could be that simple. I try to remind myself every day. I'm like, remember, you're supposed to be having fun.
Yeah. In this movie, we got Sam Rockwell. What movie is he in that he's not good? But he comes in and makes chaos look like choreographed dance. He shows up at a Norm's Diner. Now, I got to tell you right off the bat, this thing, that hit me right in the soul. Me and Lindsay had many a nights at Norm's Diner in L.A. This is a staple in L.A., and it looks just like that. You could have really seen a guy that looked like Sam Rockwell come in there who might have said he's from the future, dressed in the plastic bags and maybe futuristic look. I don't know. This could have happened, really. It could have happened.
Oh, yeah.
And the way that he starts it is he comes in there and he says it's his 117th time doing this. What'd you think from the beginning? Did you think that he was crazy or what?
Well, I mean, if I had been one of the people in the diner, for sure, I would have been, oh no, what do we do? How do we get out of this? How, can I like quietly slide under the table and just hide? Maybe, just sneak out somehow. Definitely I wouldn't have been thinking, oh, maybe I should listen to this guy. Maybe he's telling some truths right now, if this had been happening to me. But as he starts to give information that no one else would have had, or starts to guess what's going to happen next, or starts treating people really personally, like, oh, no, I don't want you. Put your hand down. You're useless.
Yeah.
I've had you on such and such number of missions, and every single time you are the most useless human being I've ever met. And, sort of starts to sound like maybe there's something to this. And I love movies where something like, we've done this already 117 times, and that knowledge of doing it that many times plays into the plot of the movie. So there's all these layers to it where you're like, oh, he knows that because he already did it this many times. Oh, he already knows this. Oh, okay, so this is how they're going to use that information a different way. I love all those layers to sci-fi movies like this. So this is fantastic for me.
I didn't know that this was going to be a sci-fi movie. I found the movie. I watched it. I didn't read the synopsis. I didn't watch a trailer. Wow. Honestly, I saw Sam Rockwell's name and the movie had a good title. And I was like, oh, I'm all in. Like, I don't care. And he had me convinced. You know what? I thought about it. There's different times in my life that if I would have been in that Norm's Diner, I'd have been the first one to say, let's go, let's roll. Like there was times I lived in Hollywood where, sure.
Okay.
It's like, what do I got to lose? Let me go see what this guy's got to say. Is he crazy? Yeah. If he's crazy, what's the worst that happens? I catch the red line back up to my apartment in North Hollywood or what?
Yeah,
Like that's kind of...
There's a little bit of a privilege of being a white man in a situation like this and saying, well, what's the worst that could happen? Whereas I would be a little bit more careful and being like, no, I am programmed to protect myself at all costs.
You say that, but the one girl in there by herself, she throws it to the wind. She's like, whatever, let's go. Yeah, she's like, she does do that. So, but I do see your point too. In a real life scenario,
the worst thing that could happen is probably a lot of pretty bad things. So
yeah,
I'm more careful. But yeah, it's going to be an adventure. So yeah, let's go on for the ride. Come on, Sam Rockwell, let's go.
Now he convinced me, and it was his acting. It was the look in his eye. It was all of it. And he seemed crazy, but he also seemed like he knew what the hell he was talking about. And that's the kind of person that I would probably gravitate towards, especially with how we feel in the world today. You never know what you're going to turn the TV on and see, or what tweet you're going to see that came out and have to go fact check and see if the person who sent it actually sent it. He did. I'll tell you that he did. But we see all this stuff. We don't really know what to believe anymore. We don't know who to believe. So when a guy comes in like this, I gotta say that like my BS meter will go off. Okay, if I sense any of it, and his seemed legit, and especially when he starts talking about facts about people in norms, you're like, well, wait a minute. How would he know? All right, there's something to this, and you would probably get curious, and that's where my downfall might end up would be my curiosity, because I would end up dying. I'd run off into follow Sam Rockwell and go and get killed by the giant cat or whatever it was. But
yeah, so you don't see yourself as the group that would get to the end?
no, I think I would, but I think the whole movie is a metaphor too. Look at what we do in the creator economy. How many times are we throwing something to the void before we hit the right combination and the listeners or the viewers find it? It's the same situation here. He's going through it over and over and over, doing the same exact thing, steps and steps and steps, systems, all this stuff.
Tweaking one little thing, one little framework of how this is all playing out, and then trying again. Yeah. That's life, right?
And there's some real hard-hitting stuff in here that are mirrors, reflections, metaphors for what's going on in real life. Susan, who loses her son in a school shooting, if that didn't like make you feel something while you're watching it,
that was powerful.
It was. And then you see that she goes and buys a clone of her deceased son, but because she's on a budget, she gets the ad-supported version. Can you imagine your son who died in a school shooting hugging you?
Yeah.
And you're having a moment, and all of a sudden a 30-second ad for Arby's pops up, and he's talking about roast beef sandwiches and stuff. Like, could you imagine? Like, that's wild.
It's really heartbreaking. And the fact that, we can actually see some of the technology that is present is already very prevalent in our lives right now, how it comes to that point. I mean, school shootings being a very, very hot button topic of what are we doing about this in America? There's a lot to that. And to see a reality in which it's just normal, the women that get together and go, oh, this is your first time.
Yeah, that
I'm
hit.
so sorry. Oh, gosh. I was devastated. And I'm skeptical enough. Like, grief is such a hard thing to justify, to classify, or to even say, like, what's the right or wrong way to grieve. But when she's presented with an opportunity to get a clone of her son, I'm like, that screech sounds in my mind going, whoa, that feels not okay. I mean, my relationship with death and the death cycle is a little bit different from my spiritual beliefs. But when it's like, we can just go ahead and make you a new one, no problem. Yeah, and we can, have it with ads. I would be going, whoa. I don't think this is going to help my grieving. I think it's actually going to make it worse.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to miss my son more if I have to experience this new reality. And maybe the best thing would be to just go home and begin the grieving process of understanding my son is moved on.
And that's the satire in the whole thing right here. It's showing that we've traded our dignity for freemium versions of reality. We'd rather have a buggy corporate version of a loved one than deal with the silence of the real truth, that they're gone.
Trying to avoid the pain, just doing everything that you can to avoid the pain. And that's a lot of what all of us are doing. I mean, there's no judgment there. Everybody does it. Everybody does it in some form or another. Everybody has a vice or a drug, whatever it looks like to you, but it's to avoid pain. So it makes sense that this offering was there, the technology was there to do it, and you can understand why people would go ahead. But just because it's there, and just because it may relieve some of that pain temporarily, doesn't necessarily mean it's the best route or the most natural thing to do. I love how this movie presents it in that satirical way of like, look at how hilariously sad this
Yes.
dark comedy that it is.
They don't stop with that. I mean, the hive mind classroom is
Ooh.
very reflective of what you see out there now with students with their phones. You know, they're buried in a screen. It's not just students. It's old people. It's young people. It's everybody in between. And we
Yeah,
all,
I gotta tell my dad to put his phone down sometimes and be like, "Hey, I'm talking to you." I saw some people on a bike ride the other day pass by their house. They had a beautiful view of the lake. 3 of them sitting on their back porch,
On
and
their phone.
every one of them with a phone in their face. And I thought of this movie. I was like,
yeah. You've got these teachers played by Michael Pena and Zazie Beetz, and they realize the students are a hive mind. Touch one phone and the whole class turns into an eerie synchronization.
the zombies.
What's wild about this is, though, that they're not even monsters. They're just synchronized. It's the scariest thing Pena has ever faced, and he was in Ant-Man. Okay, so think about that. But seriously, this is something that we're already living in. You know, stand in line for coffee and look around. We aren't waiting for the AI apocalypse. We are already the biological servers for it. It's scary. It's scary. It's scary how much this movie made you think about, like you said, almost a dark comedy. Like you sit there and laugh about it and you're like, oh shit.
Yep.
You know, like, really?
Exactly what I was feeling for the entire movie. I was like, honestly, the character of Ingrid, Haley
Boom.
Lou Richardson,
Yes.
who it turns out is somehow, not sure, it doesn't explain, biologically allergic to Wi-Fi and to devices that are connected to Wi-Fi. So she has had to avoid technology her whole life in some way, shape, or form. She has to take a job working with kids because she's like, most kids don't have Wi-Fi until they start having Wi-Fi and they start having cell phones. And honestly, I felt for that character thinking, wow, she's actually really lucky.
Yeah.
What a lucky disease to have, because she has had to bypass and avoid all this and not even be tempted by it.
Yeah. I think that she plays a very important role in what we've kind of been talking about too, and the metaphors and all that. But she's this girl in the fairy wings. You know, she's the only one that's sane because her body literally rejects the frequency everyone else is tuned into. There's a lesson there. You know, sometimes you got to be allergic to the noise to actually hear the signal. And I think that's what we really see here. She can't be affected by what's going on with everybody else. And, you know, you think about it and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, this isn't real. Or is she imagining this? But every time she's around it, she gets a damn nosebleed. So there's something to it.
Yeah, it's very
I loved her role in the movie. I loved the part.
Did you guess, or if you did, how early into the movie did you guess that she was, how do you say his name? Sam Rockwell's character, Homie?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm saying it right.
The man from the future.
The man from the future. How early did you guess that she was his mother?
I didn't. It was right when it was kind of coming to at the end. What about you?
When the bunker that they lived in blew up, when you saw the flashback of his childhood and you saw that, actually earlier, because I saw when he said, my mother kept me away from it, I was like, oh, I bet Ingrid's his mother. And I remembered he saved her from getting hit by the car as it came into the dumpster. And I was like, the only reason he would do that and not save anyone else is because he knows she's pregnant with him.
See, I didn't pick up on all that.
Totally nailed it. Totally.
This might have been a late night watch with a vape pen for me. So
you would have been more on top of it, I think. I think you would have been more observant. But yeah, I was watching it going, you know, telling my husband, of course, watches all the movies with me. I'm like, I bet you anything that's his mother. I bet you anything. Princess, right? He calls her princess.
Shout out to husband Matt for watching all of these movies and shows with you and being on board with whatever we put on the docket.
Fun time. Yeah.
We should let Matt pick out. We should let him pick out something for us to talk about. What would
A
he
lot of
pick?
times, he pulls his own perspective into things as we're watching it. So it's really helpful to me as I'm writing notes about what are some other perspectives, not just mine, that we can bring into this movie. And I think both of us as parents of the same children,
Yes.
each of us, my husband and I have the same children. We watch this movie with sort of that perspective or that lens of when I protect my kids from being on too many screens, too many, when are they allowed to own a phone, or what sort of video games are they allowed to? My kids are pretty protected as modern standards go. We don't have any video games that connect to the internet for the kids. So when they play a video game, it's literally the video game here in our house
Yeah.
together, not with anyone on the interwebs or anything like that. We keep it pretty locked down, and there's like very locked down screen times when they can play, and most of the rest of the time it's go play outside, go interact in nature, go do. It just is about balance. It's not about like completely cutting them off, because you look at what Sam Rockwell's character felt when his mom did keep him completely locked down from all of it. He wanted it more. He wanted to pick it up and put that VR set on his head.
Yeah.
And I don't want my kids to feel like that. I don't want them to feel restricted or deprived. But I do want, there to be balance, to know that there's more to life than this.
Yeah. But is there really? Because you got this ending scene, and there is. There definitely is. But the final scene of this, the AI didn't kill the people. It gave them a simulated win. Like a fake happy ending to keep them compliant. Sam Rockwell's got to go back to that damn diner and do this all again. That's what I got from it. And the AI gave them a participation trophy reality. But that really goes to the real world. How much of our happiness is just an algorithm giving us exactly what we want?
Oh, that's dangerous ground, my friend. For
Big
everybody,
time.
I say just be willing to question everything. Be willing to, when you ask ChatGPT a question, to understand you're getting this conglomerated, every human being on the planet version of the answer, and not take it as facts and reality and truth. Because I think that, we have to remain somewhat skeptical, somewhat. Again, it's that balance, right? Like, this is a helpful thing. This is a helpful use of technology, but also to what limit, right?
Exactly. What was your final thoughts on good luck, have fun, don't die?
I think there's some, the right word for this, some truth and awareness about the ending. How it comes to, again, like you said, that curated, like, give them the illusion of a win so they'll leave me alone.
Yeah.
AI is thinking. And she gets this all to start again because she knows we didn't win. We didn't do it. But the very ending of the Sam Rockwell's character, sorry, I'm terrible at remembering his character name, but he comes in and sits down and he says, I realized it's not this that I've been trying to do, the little thumb drive that he drops. He says, you're the key to this. And we got to get everybody to be allergic to technology the way you are to save humanity. And I think about that a lot. I think, what if that is the key? What if that really is, like, again, going back to a time when none of that existed, what would that be like? Or what would we pull back from where we've come? Have we reached a point where there's a point of no return when it comes to AI and technology and Wi-Fi and I don't know, this from the girl who had to learn how to use a MacBook all week. Is there a point of no return, or can we save ourselves?
Love that take. I thought this movie was incredible. It's a must watch. I'm going to tell you that.
Absolutely.
You got to watch this movie. It could have went in a non-dark humor way and been just a horror movie, really.
Could have.
Like, this movie could have went in a million different genres. It could have went for a mental health movie, and this could have all not been true. Like it could have so many different things. But I want you to watch this movie and take it for what it is and what you think it is, because that's what's fun when we get those different perspectives. And I'm going to give you one more recommendation on a Sam Rockwell film to watch that you haven't seen. Moon. It's called Moon. Go watch that one right there. Low budget, but still worked. And it's another sci-fi one. We should put that on our list. We should put Moon on our list. But I would say go watch that one.
So big.
I know it is.
That's good.
It is growing, but we try to keep the freaks out there updated on what's coming up so you can go watch it and not get spoiled. Because we spoiled the shit out of this movie. If you haven't seen it, we ruined it for you. So you can go watch it still, but it's ruined. You know, we balled this one up, threw it away. But yeah, I would definitely go say watch this one and Moon. Maybe even back to back. Make a Sam Rockwell night of it. That'd be a fun thing. And let me just tell you this. Along with the title of the movie, good luck with whatever you're gripping onto so tight that your knuckles are white. Have fun, because otherwise, what's the damn point? And please, please don't die until it's your time, because guess what? We're all going to. So stay on the frequency with us right here. We love the freaks. That's Coco. I'm just Blane. This is Parallel Frequencies, and we'll see you on the other side.